let us now learn about one important thing about the new topic in psychiatry, which is hysteria. Okay, this hysteria, what is hysteria? Hysteria, before we go into hysteria, this hysteria is coined by Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud is a scientist in 1894, and he is coined as the father of psychiatry. Okay, so he is the scientist Sigmund Freud. Okay, Sigmund Freud. So in this, he divided the mind, our brain into three centers. One, it is conscious. Then we have preconscious state, and we have unconscious state. This conscious is the state where we are now, and this unconscious state, the problems. See, whenever we go into a state of stress, anxiety, anything, the brain will start producing seizures during unconscious state. So these unconscious state, stress will manifest as physical symptoms in this unconscious state. Okay, physical symptoms are manifested. Like, these physical symptoms are not actually due to the organic disorder, but they are due to the psychiatric issues. So these are called as pseudo seizures, or pseudo aphonia, or pseudo blindness. This pseudo is the word which is added because it's not truly present, but it is present because of the underlying stress disorder, but not due to an organic cause. And these are called as dissociative disorders, or in the previously we used to call them as hysteria. Okay, so what is the reason for these hysteria or dissociative disorders? So this is because it can be because of three reasons. One, we call it as primary gain. Second, we call it as secondary gain. And third, we have tertiary gain. In this primary gain, it is because through this primary gain, the patient finds it a way to get relieved from the unconscious anxiety which he has. Okay, that means this primary gain is mainly to decrease the guilt. Okay, secondary gain is due to external psychological motivation, that is decrease the pressure from the surroundings, that is pressure from parents or parental pressure. In tertiary gain, the patient is not having any benefit due to this tertiary gain. See, in both these gains, the patient is the one who is benefiting. The patient decreases guilt because of primary gain. Because of secondary gain, though no one in the family will ask him or put any pressure on him. So that is secondary gain. In tertiary gain, he is not gaining anything, but his family members like wife or those who are actually dependent on them, they are getting gain. Like, wife can get money from her parents telling that her husband has some issue. Okay, so that is tertiary gain. Now, Hippocrates, who has given the term hysteria? Hippocrates is a scientist who have given the word hysteria. What does hysteria mean? Hysteria means wandering uterus. Okay, and this Hippocrates, he coined the term hysteria in 350 BC. And here there is a sentence called as aesthesia abasia. What is aesthesia abasia? Aesthesia abasia is, there is normal anatomy and there is normal physiology, but still there is loss of function. Okay, despite of having normal anatomy and normal physiology, if a person has loss of function, then it is called as aesthesia abasia. He is the scientist who is Hippocrates. He has given hysteria. Okay, then. So now let us learn the types of dissociative disorders. So let us learn about dissociative disorders. So first type of dissociative disorder is dissociative amnesia. It is dissociative amnesia. So what does this mean? Here there is some stress. Okay, there is some stress. Because of this stress, there is amnesia, that is loss of memory. Okay, that is called as dissociative amnesia. Then second, we have dissociative fugue. What is this dissociative fugue? In this, the person has some stress. Because of that, what he do is, he will go away from his home to some unknown place he goes. Okay, and he wanders around and he becomes a new person. He assumes a new identity. He is unable to recall his past. So that is called as dissociative fugue. Okay, then there is something called as dissociative stupor. What is this stupor? Because of stressful condition, the person lands into stupor, that is unconsciousness. Okay, that is dissociative stupor. Then we have something called as dissociative trance and possession disorder. This is simple. This is like possession by goddess. During some festivals, the people starts possessing as goddess, right? So that is dissociative trance and possession disorder. Here, the patient loses his identity completely. He loses his identity, and what does he do? He, after losing his identity, he starts possessing a new identity. That is dissociative trance or dissociative possession disorder. Then we have dissociative disorder of movement and sensation. What does this mean? Here there is problem in the movements. So here there is motor deficit can be there, or there can be sensory deficit can be there. There can be either motor deficit or there can be either sensory deficit in this situation. Okay, so that is dissociative disorder of movement or sensation. So if there is motor deficit, then there can be paralysis can be there can be ataxia, there can be pseudo seizures as I have said, or there are sensory disturbances, there can be sensory loss, there can be visual disturbances. So all these can be there. But if you do a normal examination of motor and sensory system, that will be normal. Okay, so there is a term which is called as labile indifference. What does this mean? In this labile indifference, the patient has these symptoms, but he doesn't feel anything. Though, for example, he says he lost his vision. He's not able to see. His vision is lost. But if we lose our vision, we get tensed, right? We get tensed. We don't know what to do. We are anxious, tensed. But here the patient is normal. He is cool. That is called as labile indifference. Despite of his condition, he does not have any stress over his mind. Okay, that is labile indifference. Then there is something called as depersonalization or derealization syndrome. What does this mean? In depersonalization, he thinks that his finger or his shirt or he has been changed. That is feeling of unreality towards self. He thinks as if something of his body part has been changed. That is depersonalization. What is derealization? He thinks that the surroundings have changed or something has changed. Okay, that is, he thinks that there is unreality towards the external world. In derealization, the world has been changed. That is his thing. In depersonalization, that person has been changed. There can be, his finger can be changed, his shirt, his body, anything can be changed. That is the difference between depersonalization and derealization syndrome. Then we have something called as dissociative identity disorder or multiple personality disorder. So what does this mean? Here there will be two or more distinct personalities in the particular individual. It is nothing but there is many movies on this, Aparishita and everything. So that is dissociative identity disorder. Then we have something called as Gassner's syndrome. There is Gassner syndrome, or we can call it as War-Beijehen syndrome. So this Gassner syndrome or War-Beijehen syndrome is having appropriate answers. Here patient answers the questions, but the answers are incorrect, but they are related to the question. That means, for example, if you ask what is the color of the sky, then he says it is red. So this means that he is understanding what color is, right? His red is obviously wrong, but still he is able to understand the question. So that is Gassner syndrome. Here there is clouding of consciousness. Now tell me one more disorder where there is clouding of consciousness. That is delirium. In delirium also you see clouding of consciousness. Here there can be auditory and visual hallucinations also. This Gassner syndrome is most commonly seen in prisoners. Treatment of this Gassner syndrome is behavioral therapy should be given, or psychoanalysis can be given in this Gassner syndrome. Okay, then there is some sentences which is called as deja vu. What does deja vu means? Deja vu means familiarity with unfamiliar things. Though some things are unfamiliar, but he thinks that they are familiar. That is deja vu. Then there is something called as Jamai's view. So what is Jamai's view? Jamai's view is unfamiliarity with familiar things. Okay, the things are familiar, but he thinks that they are new. That is Jamai's view. In deja vu, though they are new things, he thinks that he has been familiar with them prior itself. That is deja vu. so this is about dissociation disorders. Thank you for watching my lecture. Thank you.